Kendall Jenner is taking every step she possibly can to protect herself from a guy who's now shown up at her house 3 times, and she, part of the problem is security at her, supposedly, as we told you, it's a gated community. It is a gated community, but there
and the other part of the problem is that with crimes like this, they tend to be revolving door crimes where people keep getting out and then some people keep doing the same thing, and they certainly did it to her. But she has now taken the step of going to court this morning via her lawyer, Sean Hawley, and she has gotten herself some additional protection.
Yeah, and in support of the restraining order that she got today, Kendall filed a very short, page-and-a-half-long declaration describing not only what this guy did, showing up at her house last Tuesday at 6:30 in the morning. She actually says in here it's her 4th run-in with this guy. He's come to her house 4 times. Wow. But that she talks a little bit about her fear as well. She says that despite all that I've done to try and keep him away, I am scared, and this is causing me severe emotional distress. And it seems like she's really telling the truth about that.
Jason, we broke the story that there were 3 that he came onto her property. This 37-year-old Canadian man, John Ford, came onto her property last month, was arrested. He scaled the mountainside on this gated community where there apparently was no security, scaled the mountainside, got in, got arrested, went through the system, got out, and then last month, earlier this month, he climbed twice up that mountainside, once ending up at her pool, once her porch. What was the 4th time?
Yeah, it doesn't say in the declaration specifically, but what it says, Harvey, is John Ford has trespassed onto my property on 4 occasions in the last 3 months. And we know about the ones that happened earlier
like
this month and
within the last month. Yeah.
So it seems like there was one time before that, a couple of months before that.
Yep.
Wow.
So how far away, Jace?
According to the civil restraining order, it's 100 yards. We still have the criminal restraining order, which I believe is still in effect, which is 1,000. And more important, he's still in prison. He's still in jail right now.
Well, he's in jail on $56,000 bail. The problem there,
they're going to have to let him out.
They're going to look. This is a misdemeanor trespassing charge. If he gets any time for this, it's going to be 6 months. But it's considered a non-violent offense, and it's a misdemeanor. And because of overcrowding, he could literally get out in a matter of days, and then he's back out. And these restraining orders are well and good, but he's already violated one once, so he doesn't seem to think it's meaningful. Now, we know that Kendall has beefed up security, and it may be that the housing complex, too, where they've fortified the area, but it's a scary proposition because there's not a magic thing to do here.
And doubling down on that, Harvey, she addresses this. She says, therefore, the fact that he has continued to come to my home despite all of my efforts to get him to stop scares me. So she really seems to be at wit's end, not knowing how to get to this guy.
So this is what we've talked about this with restraining orders in the past, especially if someone who may have mental health issues. He was held, put on a 5150 hold for a while. So they get the restraining order, but it doesn't really mean, I mean, again, the guy's
here's what it means. Here's what it means.
It means that but again, it won't be a felony, right? So let's say he comes back a 5th time.
No, you're right. There's no magic solution. So the advantage of the restraining order is that if he gets within the 100 yards, no questions asked, he can get arrested. So it's not like there has to be a big investigation and he's on the loose. When they find he's within 100 yards, they arrest him, and that's the advantage of the restraining order.
At some point, shouldn't it be, and I know this isn't the law, but if the guy shows up 8 times at her house, at some point, shouldn't it be a felony?
Unless he does something to aggravate the situation, it's misdemeanor trespass.
But it could be a felony, so if they get aggravated.
If he does something, but the idea is to avoid that, and that's the trick here.
Hey, what's good, TMZ? This is Mickey Rocks coming from DMV. My personal opinion is that it sounds like it's happening a lot in Hollywood, so I think everybody should beef up the security. 4 times, I think she should have beefed it up for the 2nd time, to be honest with you.
Well, and again,
she's personal security.
Yeah, but she's in a housing complex. You would think they would do this. I mean, that's what's so weird about this. That, people spend a lot of money in these, gated communities. You would think that they would fortify the area when this stuff happens, and it's happened there before. So, anyway.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.